Mr. Negative here with a quick first impressions of Forza Horizon 5. Now, just so everyone knows, these are the personal opinions of a bitter, twisted individual and are not representative of the general population. Okay, so, full disclaimer, I'm not really a car guy IRL, but this game is free if you have an Xbox and a Game Pass subscription. Well, free in the sense that you don't have to pay for it, but someone will take some of your money every month. So yeah, it's free. Anyway, as I was saying, the last racing game I actually played was Burnout 3 Takedown, which gamers of a certain vintage will remember as the best racing game ever, in which you can choose to either race your opponents or murder them by ramming them off the road. Forza 5 gets a ram rating of 1 rams out of 7, as there's minimal destruction in this game, which is fine I guess. Where it does make back some ground is in the visuals, which, on their own, is reason enough to give Forza a go. All footage is captured on a Series X and most of it is in the performance mode. You might not be able to make out the difference in the frame rate on YouTube, but trust me, this is the mode to go for. There is a quality mode that sacrifices frame rate for fidelity, but I hardly noticed any improvement, and jumping down to 30 frames per second after playing on 60 made my face hurt. I was a little disappointed to learn that this game isn't getting 120Hz support. This won't affect most people, as 120Hz displays are only just spilling into the mainstream, and if you don't have a monitor or a TV that supports this, you're not going to be affected. Hopefully they'll patch it in later in the year or something. Something I didn't like was the weird cutscenes and cringe-inducing dialogue.
Hey my friend, when you dropped from that plane, what were you thinking?
I was doing all I could to not think about it.
I realise these aren't the main focus of the experience, and they're supposed to be a bit tongue-in-cheek, but the human character models look blocky and shit compared to the rest of the game, and it would have been a lot better just to cut it all together. Shoehorning a half-assed story into a game like this is like baking a dog turd into a delicious cake. You want to enjoy the whole thing unhindered, but every time you take a bite, you end up eating some shit. Now onto the cars. There's a boatload of cars. When you do a mission, the game kinda just gives them to you. You even get a random slot machine wheel spinny thing each time you complete a mission, which either gives you a vehicle or more credits to buy from the Horizon shop. If I'm honest, it kind of took any sense of progression away from the game. I had a ridiculous amount of cars after just 2 hours of play, and they weren't shit heaps either. I also had enough credits and cars that I could sell to afford some of the game's top models. Think of it as the opposite of grinding for loot boxes. It's fun at first, but if I spent more time with the game, I think I'd get bored. I'm not saying I want loot boxes, fuck no, just a bit of grind. The meat of this game is spent driving around Mexico doing odd jobs for the soulless husks they call characters, and competing in off-road and track races. Before each race you have the opportunity to tune your car, and I'm going to be the bigger man here and admit I didn't understand one thing on this menu, and it was a big menu. I changed a few stats 1 point up or down before deciding it was probably fine. If you're into cars and you know what all this stuff means, I reckon you probably got hours of content and replayability here. And that's what it comes down to, really. Are you into cars? If the answer is yes, then you've got an insane amount of content here in the sheer amount of vehicles at your fingertips. I haven't even mentioned the in-depth customization system that could keep you busy for hours. If you're a petrol head, then definitely pick this game up. And if you're not, but you've got Game Pass, then it's still worth downloading. You'll at least get a few hours of fun out of it, even if you can't smash people's cars up. And believe me, I've tried. So with all that being said, I give this game a 4 wheels out of 4. Feel free to tell me how wrong I am in the comments section below, and if you write 4 wheels out of 4, I'll give you a thumbs up, as I'll know you've stayed till the end. Please consider giving that fat, lazy YouTube algorithm what it wants by leaving a like, or subscribe if you want to see more negative content.